My team a play Optics Cup. Optic Gaming.
You're in a hard bridge right now, and you can spend 10 seconds without having to shoot your gun. The rest of your teammates picking up kills around, but now the break comes in for Splice, 2 kills in a row for 0, 2 for Madcat as well. So far, from a slaying standpoint, it has been the 0 show for Splice. Yep. He's going to need the other guys here to certainly step it up.
This is the key rotation for Splice. They're going to begin to move towards this turbine side. Slaying about dead even between these two teams. You've got 4 members of Splice here, only Karma for OPTIC Gaming. He's now dead. A great push from Splice. This is an example maybe of now where they've got to hold 30, 40, 50 seconds on this hit.
This is huge for Splice. A fantastic push on Ruin. They wiped out everybody. Now, can they deal with the no scare? Because there is a scare to play behind. Wolf's going to call it in. Will that be enough to damage somebody? Maybe push on Ruin. They play behind it, but Madcat ready and waiting. Kills one, tags up the second. Sure there to pick it up. The last man pushing the outside from OPTIC Gaming. Watching both here. They're trying to rush on Bruce Scump with a big 2-piece. Did they make the play?
I think that's a perfect example of what Scump was talking about in the interview I did with him yesterday. He said, our coach is looking great right now. Look at the coordination each time OPTIC go for a break. They follow the scout. They have their game plan, and they follow through with this. That's an intelligent team. And so far,
I mean, both their breaks, the top ones, in the hangar, in the turbine, have both been behind that scarab. You can see they are on point right now with these retakes. A big part of why they're leading the game right now.
Scump heating up 17 and 15. He's got 2 players around him. Does get cut down. Splice again on the rotation. Last time it was a scarab that broke him on the tail. OPTIC can't even work with him. After that same formal snaps. He's now 10 and 2 since his 1 and 5 start.
Yeah, I knew it was going to happen. And that's a big one we want. When you're going up against 0, you know, kind of your counter in this game. The guy, he's going to light you up. It's going to be him. 21-1s at that. He can be crucial. Racking up a lot of time. Now waiting on the next approach here for Splice.
Oh, gosh, she spots him. I mean, OPTIC are only outslayed by 3 or 4 kills right now, maybe, but it's where the kills come in. Take note, the bottom right of your screen, Formal, about to earn that FTL jump. 1 kill off the Trinity rocket, an example of one of those streaks and abilities that can help close the door on Splice here in map 1.
Here we go. You might find EC on X-rays. Got right. He's going to win his life now. Maybe he can get the bombardment as well. Streak up to 5. And the 4th start seems to be all but a distant memory.
Most certainly is at this point. Does he find the 6th streak and the bombardment in the next few moments? OPTIC now with the biggest lead of the game, up by 80. Formal, the Scump the duo slowly pushing out. There it is. FTL earned, bombardment earned. And this lead from OPTIC Gaming is holding strong.
These are why streaks are huge. He's going to use the bombardment there to drill the triangle clear it out. What does he connect with? Forces one right into him, streak up to 7, 15 and 7 minutes, 16 on the hard point. The streak continues to go. Formal on cruise control right now. Finally bans him to take him out.
Folks, he was 1 and 5. He's got 15 and 3. Since we critiqued him earlier on, he's also now leading his team in objectives. So
yeah, my boss Hakeem is an early morning one, you know. A World Championship me a stream, is it? My team a play right now, OPTIC Gaming. Is it? Them a win the championship.
30 to 40 points on each for OPTIC Gaming.
Perfectly done. We talked about the ups and downs of Splice so far this year. They were your stage 1 champions, but since then it looked like a shell of their former self. OPTIC though look cool, calm, and collected as they won the most recent major tournament at stage 2. 234, 149, maybe they want to shut the door here.
See if they can win it on bridge. Several players from Splice. That was on the deal with the FTL, the slide, but Jared, the fist of the FAZE, able to take him out. Prim, the next man, and then continue to flood. Don't want to give Splice any time to breathe. Kills really just going back and forth. And yes, we have seen some crazy comebacks, but I just don't see a comeback from this large a deficit. 2 down, 3 down, the 4th down.
It's all muscle now for OG. Scump 25 and 20. Reactive armor earned. He challenged everything he can. GG now the world goes to OPTIC Gaming in dominating fashion.
It was all about the search and destroy woes for OPTIC Gaming coming into champs last year. This year, your primary concern as a fan reviewer was the hard point. Looking good right now.
Yeah. Matt, and again, there's a silver lining here for Splice. They are 5-0, undefeated in search of Splice so far this week at the Call of Duty World League Championships. A must-win map too, in my opinion.
And the last person you saw on your screen there was Zero. He started out very good. He was dominating. He'll almost start slowly. Zero's crushing. That completely, like this, completely flipped over what the second half of that game is almost starting to dominate. Obviously, not the sole reason they won. I still think it's those two breaks behind here. That perfect coordinated takes of the two parties on break. Fantastic stuff.
And listen, everyone's experienced it, right? You get a slow start to a match. Some people have it more than others. Right? Everyone knows that one friend line with my buddy Vega. He would always be terrible to start a match and be holding us back. They're horrible. They're basically playing 3-4 and staying even with Splice. Then Formal kicks into gear like he does, and you look at what? Almost a 3-minute swing in time. We can't stress it enough. Formal's that good that he will find his groove and take over the match.
And it's worth mentioning. They were already up 22, but they were winning at that point as well. So I think that's even scary thing. When you say they're quote-unquote 3 versus 4, they still bring the lead. Right, just stuff there. One of the greatest players in history, searching his Call of Duty ring is this year.
Charlie Diego spread my betting forward.
This is his legacy.
My boss.
I got a good feeling.
I think Matt Cat Crew are not going to go down easier. I feel confident they're here in search of the score.
Mad dog, I know I'm not sleeping, mad dog. I'm not sleeping at night, because I'm a friend today, I watch show, dog. I'm a friend, I watch show till 6 o'clock this morning, dog. You don't believe that? Yeah, man. I'm a charge today till 6 o'clock this morning, I watch show, dog. Yeah, good one, too.
LOL 5 years.
Won the 2 biggest events earlier in the year. Stage 1 champions Splice, Stage 2 champions Optic, and that man on your screen has won more land championships.
Yeah, man, at 6 o'clock this morning, I'm going to bed, man.
31? Is it 31 now?
Yeah, I mean, he could very well go down as the greatest. You know, we had the conversation the other day. It's like, if this team wins champs, who do you call the greatest? Carm with the 3 rings, Grim with all the champions and championships, and there's Zero. You know, one of the best players in Europe last year, continues to dominate this year. And that's one of the biggest storylines of this matchup. I know opinions change throughout the course of the year, but right now, Splice, the best team coming out of Europe, Optic Gaming, the best team coming out of North America, and they're meeting in Winners Round 2.
It's insane. The talent that's here this weekend still going on the Bravo stream as well. We've got 2 broadcasts live at once. Get both open, and that sign that says "Scump is my daddy." Okay, well, you know what? Welcome to champs.
He's going to be a great father someday.
He really is. Set, probably not thinking about having children right now on the main stage. He's searching a story to play, but here we go. It's game number 2. Optic Gaming versus Splice. The green wall, 1-0.
Offense first for Optic Gaming. Checking Crim's POV. He will typically be the off man on a lot of these maps. Let his teammates play and bring in front as he deals with pressure from multiple angles. He gets several here, one shot. We'll see as he wraps back. Formal hit with attack, but now out to flat.
Formal peeks and says, "No, okay, I see a 0." Back on up. 4 versus 3 for Splice as they look for the retake.
Formal now pushing in the market. You see an X-ray, he's got this hit just on the opposite side of this wall. He's got a little help to work with in Karma. They start to push forward. He's tagged up and drops 4v2, make it 4v1. Scump, last man up. Just got to defend this. There's only 19 seconds. Scump can win this round.
Possible. This is 100% possible. Scump gonna see the second. Tries to challenge. He's gonna check his bomb too. Gets fans 1 shot. Slides on out. Beats the bomb. Sees the oil. Can't get it done. If he did that. Oh my goodness. He just barely spotted him but couldn't land the bullets.
It's like he got like an awkward bounce there, right? He saw him for a second, they couldn't pull the trigger. That's a second. Oh, I think if he didn't land on the ledge, exactly. I thought it was about he landed on that ledge. That's what didn't give him the angle. If he lands right before that, he might be able to make the play.
Wow, so close. Mad Cat and crew, they get first blood and they use that advantage to win the round.
And you got a big first round there out of 0. Remember, this is a guy, when you look back to Stage 1 playoffs, statistically, I mean, his KD overall was insane, but his search and destroy was otherworldly. I mean, it was amazing to watch. It's like he was dropping double digits every single search. Great first round from him.
Talking a lot about United and Playster, a crew that many people think can challenge out of Optic Gaming for this title. They just won their matchup on the Bravo stage. If you're just tuning in for that match, this is 1-0 Optic Gaming over Splice. As we've just started up Search and Destroy, Splice get a free plant here, and they'll back it up. Post-plant setup, this is exactly how they wanted this round to go.
Let's see how Optic try to retake this. Zero, worried about the flank, snaps. Nice shots on the Crim 6. Karma now catching forward. He sees one trying to line him up, but Vance wins another 1 versus 1. Another terrible situation here for Optic Gaming as they're in a 2v4. Skunk's trying to turn the tides. Formal doing what he can to do damage in the back. Now though, left alone. Time against him. Nothing he can do.
No shot at all. That's the reason why I said it was the exact start to the round that Splice wanted, because look at how impenetrable that setup was. 1-0 gets that kill on Crim 6 on the flank. That round's done. There is no chance for Optic to win unless there are some huge blunders by Splice.
Yeah, I mean, once you get that set up, it's almost all in Crim. Like, he has to win that 1v1. And that's not a 1v1 you should win by any means. But if anyone's going to do it, maybe Crim will be the guy.
Hell, he's sprinting in the pre-aimed AR.
Exactly. I'm surprised he got him that weak.
Yeah, but look at Zero. He's not running the Scarab. He's going for 3 of the higher tiered streaks. Scorchers you can get away with on this map because of that long bridge. You can launch them down. Typically you don't see it. Jerd with the beautiful first blood on the Crim, but a quick trade from Skunk.
And Jerd, he dropped 16 last night on Crusher. He was an absolute animal.
He spotted Karma. He should challenge.
Flying at him, Karma. Bye-bye. 2 kills now. Working on the ace is Jerd.
He's going for the 3rd.
Yep. 3rd in the back. That's going to be Formal. Deal with Skunk now gone. Formal by himself. Formal gone. Crushing right now here in Retaliation.
Not surprised to see it. They're undefeated in Search and Destroy so far this weekend. And the thing we've always said in competitive Call of Duty, S&D wins championships. If they can keep this up, sneak a respawn of Optic, that might be their recipe for success.
Which is, I mean, again, Optic's bread and butter. I know they're good at all modes, but their search has been unbelievable. If they come in and get smoked 6-0 here by Splice, I obviously, I mean, Splice can take a respawn.
Formal, Crim 6, and Karma a combined 0 and 9 to start this map. As I say that, Crim does get the first blood for OG. As Vance will have to run for his life.
I think that's the first blood off his guy. That, oh god, Crim was losing that one for sure. Mad Cat able to trade it out, but he should be shot in the back in a second. Looks like a round may finally go the way of Optic Gaming, but Vance, don't count him out yet. 1 versus 2, we make it a 1 versus 1. Formal, last man up, not in the position to trade.
Almost nowhere near him. Vance can absolutely take this round. See the timing that these 2 players get. 45 seconds remaining. Vance is going to continue to stay active on the map. He might have a chance to secure this round for his team to put his squad up 4-0. It's again, both players just dancing around each other.
It's a guessing game right now, right? Yep. Just trying to get what information you can as you clear around the map. As soon as Formal goes to check the opposite bomb site, Vance wraps back.
And that stage is set.
Now he knows what's up. 1 versus 1. Formal. Vance.
Look, if he gets this kill too, he'll get close to that camo, burn the Scarab. Vance with a 1v3 gets it done! You can't give those up if you're Optic Gaming. You see the hype from Splice, and it's for damn good reason.
Vance has been so good. So good. I mean, I feel like, again, he's been overshadowed maybe a little bit by Zero this year, but
yeah.
I mean, he was the best player at Champs last year, probably outside of John, who won MVP. I mean, he might have even been better than John that event. Vance was incredible.
You could have made a case for him to be MVP of Champs last year. We could have made a case for him to be MVP when the playoffs. That obviously went to 0. But either way, Splice up 4-0. Karma at 0-4. Rough match for him.
Vance just waiting behind cover. Looking to push forward. He's tagged. Crim, a first blood there. It's back-to-back first bloods now for Optic Gaming. The question is, can they actually turn this into a round win? Jerd getting aggressive. Jerd punished. 3 versus 2 now in favor of Optic.
Absolutely still winnable for Splice, and especially with this positioning, Zero's about to find himself in, oh, this is going to be beautiful. If he turns his corner just in time. Just off the player on the wall run. There goes Crim 6, 2v2.
Let's hop over to Formal if we can. Yep, he just took out Mad Cat. Zero now by himself.
Wow, okay. Going for the height challenge. 1v2 again, take note, his streak was ended. And with this little time left, I mean, he's got to get moving. It takes 7.5 seconds to defuse the bomb, so he has 15 seconds to eliminate these 2 players or make a play for that objective.
Spotted 1. He's trying to push through. He's running from him. He should have the kill. He's right next to him. That was awkward, but Formal gets the better of him, and he did not have a lot of life left.
Not at all. We'll see it again here from Formal's perspective. As again, just so happens to hop right in front of him. There he is. Formal cuts him down to put Optic Gaming on the board.
Yeah, you see both POVs. Very, very awkward gunfight. Formal gets the vision first and able to barely take that gunfight.
And even that's one that I feel like Optic, they get a 42 advantage. I still don't feel comfortable for them in that round.
It's true. Karma still looking for his first kill. Optic chance starting in the venue, trying to give their team a little bit of energy as they've been flat throughout this one.
Karma yet to find a kill this game. This could be his chance here. Goes to peak flash. There it is. Gets first blood.
That's a nice win too. E-Rad against K-Bar at that range, especially flying out like that. Good first kill. Scump able to take out the scare before it. Damage in 0 now, waiting at the bottom of the scaffoldings. Will they check it? Yes, they do. Scump with a kill. 2 versus 4 now. Can Mad Cat and Vance make the clutch? Well, nope. Got scary there for a second.
FTL jump earned for Formal. I believe he'll get a streak from this defuse as well. Optic slowly fighting back in this game. What was a 4-0 lead for Splice, now down to just 4-2.
Trying to think of the last crazy comeback Optic had. What was it? The 1-5 versus Luminosity?
That was a while ago.
That was a real long time ago, yeah. I mean, they're rare. We've seen a lot of 2-5s. Right now, 4-2 is still very much alive in this, and it seems like they're starting to get in the groove. Formal 225 off the Trinity Rockets.
Crimsic spots multiple players here from Splice pushing through, and he'll call that out to his team. Should be a fast plan for Optic Gaming, which, again, playing off information, super key in search and destroy.
Crim6 tags one up and backs out.
So now are they going to flood through, or are they just going to play for bite control? This might be awkward for Optic. 0 with a chance to play the pinch. As yeah, look at the pressure. Here it comes. 0's there. Gets the first blood for his team. Second kill. That's Formal one shot. Can't clean it up.
Somehow Formal lives through that, and they do get the trade. 3v3. Jurg soaring into bike. Picks up a kill. Anyone going to stick this? Formal has a chance to make a play. I believe they're on it. Someone's got to check it. Someone's got to check it. Someone's got to check it. No one does, and that's a defuse for Splice.
Not planted for market. Optic get full control of the site. Because I don't know if they had anyone plat, but since they did it, they had no confidence to plant it for this top market area. And because of that, smart heads-up play from Splice to hop that objective forced Optic to push down that archway, and from there it doesn't get much easier than that.
Yeah, I mean, I thought after he got that kill, he might just soar out and check, but in a 2 versus 2, you can't really. You gotta play your life for a moment as you got tagged up in that one-on-one gunfight. All right, well, Formal did get the Trinity Rockets, but they have a 3-round deficit here, Jack. Not going to be easy.
Scump again just playing for information. He's not challenging anything on that lower street. It's Trinity Rocket time now. And look at the players from Splice. Scatter does the precision shot. Get that first blood Scump there as well. Now he's hungry for kills. 1, 2, make it 3. No! The trade is there for Optic as they bring this one back to 5-3.
Mad Cat gets a couple of kills, but not before falling.
And
out of the way for
you know what?
Here.
Formal uses the Trinity then. You know, okay, you're on offense. They already used the Trinity. Formal, though, does stay alive on that streak, if I'm not mistaken, so he can still earn that tier 3 streak.
I want to see what the payloads look like when we get into the next round.
Yep, so he's 1 kill at bombardment.
Can he get it done? No payloads available for Optic. Centurion out now for Splice.
So, to quickly explain, they're going to leave that lane that now open. They know they've got that covered. The only way that this can actually be exploited is a bedroom push, which Formal trying to peek on in. Vance is there and ready though. Cheeky little spot.
That could be.
And look, if they try to flood out middle now, watch what happens. They'll get tagged by a Centurion. Look, Crim6 down there, they know he's here. Crim has to back up and play his life.
Finally, they get Vance, but he got the 2 opening kills that could seal the deal here. In round number 9. Crim trying to push the market. He lights up an apple.
That apple was threatening. Propo.
Wrapping around the back. They're going to have to clutch. A 2 versus 3. One to the left, two to the right. See peeks in. There's a free kill. 2 versus 2 now. Gets away with his life. Bonk gets planted as well. Not able to react. So here we go. Karma. Very slow start. Sitting at 3 and 7.
To keep his team alive on the map.
But many consider one of the best clutch players in the game. Here we go.
Whoa!
Gotta finish that one.
Wide right on the final shot. Karma though still in this 1 versus 2. Time ticking down. Players now soaring forward. This should end here momentarily. There it is. Splice with this map victory will move to 6-0 in S&D this weekend. And maybe it puts a smile on my face because we've got a series on our hands.
That's what carried this team at Stage 1 playoffs. They are so good in search. All 4 players were in the top 10 at that event in search to destroy KD. They were unbelievable throughout. It seems to be on that pace here. If they play like that, they are absolutely a contender for the title.
Ooh, we got ourselves a tied series now. 1-1, Uplink coming up next. Either way, both of these teams strong really across all game modes. Optic looking better at hardpoint. You begin to think, you know, is game 3 and game 4 must win for Optic Gaming.
That's kind of what I was alluding to earlier. Yeah, if they're going to be that dominant, I feel like Splice is definitely going to take a respawn. I just don't see Optic winning all 3. It's very difficult to do. Yep. I think this goes the distance. I think we're going to see a game 5 for sure.
I'm looking around, more and more people continue to flood into the venue. Ain't a lot of gamers here. The day starts at 1 p.m. for most of them, and it's reaching that time. Either way, though, the match well underway. It's 1-1 between Optic Gaming and Splice. When we come back from this break, we'll head on into Uplink in game 3.
Yeah, some boss came. The motive came.
Located and 1 with energy.
That's time, man. Worry yourself, man. Boss. No, that's a waiting a match. That's not search and destroy, you see me? See, they are them win hard point, you know. Them win the first match, you know. 250 for 159, you know, dog. What talk about, man? We have 3 more matches to go, you know. You see it, we have 3 more matches to go. So, yeah, talk about 3 more matches to go, youth.
Charging on going to sleep.
Oh, mate. Sir. I don't want to sleep, my boss.
I started playing Call of Duty with my brother's friends. After playing football, we'd go in, play like 2v2s together on Call of Duty 4. My mum bought me a PlayStation and I played every game really, played GBs. That's when I first got like introduced technically is Modern Warfare 2 GBs, 2v2s. When I knew I could do this professionally is when I got picked up for Xanax. We started winning. Even though it was online, it was still like a shine of hope that I could do this full time.
Bats contesting. Bats winning the gunfight.
I've received quite a lot of criticism because obviously people first found out about me technically on Call of Duty Championship.
But it's still all up to Vance to try and get in here and make a play.
I don't think there's enough time. 15 seconds left. And there you have it. Team Envious are your 2016 Call of Duty World League champions.
Losing when getting to the finals of the Call of Duty Championships was the worst feeling ever. Everything we grinded for throughout the year just went straight down the drain.
Not ideal by any stretch of the imagination for any Splice fans out there, but Envy kill it.
This year as a team is probably the most confident I'm ever going into events. Obviously the likes of Madcat, Jordan, Zero, 4 best European players. Everything feels right this year and just hopefully we can grind out and get that first place. Winning Call of Duty Champs is just everything for anyone really. It would be the highlight of anyone's career. We've been named as the God Squad and so we're just working towards that first place. The one title that just means everything. I'm confident this is a year for Splice.
Inside the ship.
Yeah, man. Bad side still. Them a play good. And them a optic game in a my side of face.
Welcome back. It is time for Uplink, and if you are a European fan, 1, you need Vance to be your superstar. 2, you're excited because we're headed to Throwback, which is statistically Optic Gaming's worst uplink by a mile.
And it's also the best uplink by a mile for Splice. The player with the most uplink points of the team is Vance, the man on your screen. You can see him talking strategy with his team, getting ready for map number 3. We've got ourselves a tied 1-1 series. Amway Center now starting to fill on uplink fans. This is a taste of what the Call of Duty World League Championship is, and to think there's still so many more series to be played today, and then on top of it all, tomorrow, Championship Sunday, where we find out who we are Call of Duty World League champions here in 2017.
And I know it's early and Saturday, but this is a matchup you could see in a grand final. That's what makes this so special, right?
Yep.
Oh God, I just feel like I think Splice takes this uplink. I think Optic takes the hard point, and we're going to a game 5 foul.
Let's get it started, folks, in the Amway Center. Make some noise. It's game 3, throwback uplink between Optic Gaming and Splice.
See what Vance can do early off the rim. Pressure coming from Optic Gaming. But he's able to slide out, hip fire and pick up a kill. Second in front, Madcat looking over. That's 3 down for Optic. Drone to Madcat. Could be early points.
Yeah, and Vance already playing this high wall run prim, not expecting it at all. Love these different angles and sight lines the players take to catch their opponents off guard. Vance again playing sneaky. Why would Formal ever expect him to be there? The throw goes in from 0. Vance still in full control of the base. This is perfect. Nice job, Vance. We just did a whole profile piece on you and talked about how you're the key player, and now you're 5-0 off the break.
My God, he is dominating and getting awfully close to streaks, but it's Karma with the fist to the face to take him down and slow him down. 60 seconds in. Splice so far in control. but it's Zero and Vance right now trying to make sure they can't apply pressure forward. Optic is not able to find a foothold in this one so far.
Coming into this match, Formal, the #1 uplink KD at a 1.61.
The 43 and 18 game he had helped.
Ridiculous stats. Throw back a map, though, where if he can't get set up in your bike with that NB4, it might spell disaster for Optic Gaming. And that's scary because the Europeans, especially on this map, love to bring this drone towards top field. It's 4 dead for Optic. This is an absolute dunk from Jerd. As Splice will go up 3-0 in the first 90 seconds.
Yeah, and they spawn out by Silo, so Zero did a couple free kills. Yeah, they pinched from both sides. I was curious because they couldn't spawn on the uplink as they were collapsing. They spawned pretty close to Zero. He just has to turn and find a couple kills, but Optic finally something to go their way. This should be a counter dunk, or at least a 1-point throw. 1 on through. Formal and Karma both still here. Karma trying to stay alive. There's 2 pressure him, but it's Vance yet again. He is 9-4 to start things off.
You see Karma had the right idea with the nade. He threw towards the portal. Doesn't get the kill, though. Scump the furthest pushed up now for Optic Gaming. Looks like they're going to regain their foothold for a second. Scump now dead. Zero gets the better of him there. Quick 2-piece from Zero with that. The quick 3-piece now between him and Madcat. The life Optic off the map.
Thank God for Krim. Those are crucial kills for Optic Gaming. He's at mid. He kills 2. He even is able to push to the other side and be a nuisance in behind Madcat.
Madcat as well.
That's incredible. That's a god play from Krim. Only one alive. That's the difference between Splice likely getting points and now you may be getting a dunk. He finally drops, but there's the point. 3-2 Splice.
Krim 6 makes that score possible. Formal still here. He should be dead momentarily, right? I mean, there's no way he finds more than that 1 kill. Yeah, there it is. But either way, Krim 6. When you make the MVP case later on this weekend.
And there again, drop it. For that long, finding a kill, it allows his teammates to come off spawn, at least get set up in mid-map. So Splice can't move forward. I mean, it's kind of got an ebb and flow to it, right? And uplink is back and forth, and Splice control early. Optic Gaming has maintained it. Well, I take that back. Now it's Splice. Vance in another deadly position here.
He has not slowed down. He's using this third-person perspective to scout where the enemies are. He knows there's 1 close. Karma now dead, but 1 goes through. Vance with more. 14-7. 15-7. A 6 streak from Vance. Far and away the slaying leader of this match.
Just keep calm. How many scarabs this guy got? This is an incredible performance. You saw how dialed in he was before this, shouting at his teammates, getting them hyped up. And he is putting on a truly special performance, Jack.
No one else even has 10 kills. Vance is already halfway. He's 17-8. Why are we watching anyone with Vance?
Because we have the drone.
That's true. Okay, fine.
But let's get right back over to Vance. He's still in the base of drop shot onto Formal. I mean, he has made a haven here at the Optic Gaming side of the map.
Yeah. It's now. I mean, Vance has claimed his new home. He's literally just okay. Playing a little bit like mellow ball here. He's just sitting in the base. Cherry picking, waiting for 3 points. Oof, still gets it out of it.
We'll see how it goes on the second half, but I mean, I know there was a solid 60 to 90 seconds where Optic Gaming started to get something going, but for the most part, they have absolutely been playing off their back foot. Every time they're coming off spawn, there's a threat, and that threat has been Vance on their side of the map.
And look, again, they bring it right towards field. Don't let Formal ever get set up near bike path. Vance again, 19-8. Or 19-9, sorry. Looking for 20-9, still double positive. 7-2 now. Splice is the reason why they won 80% of their throwback uplinks so far since Dallas.
Time winding down. Doesn't look like there'll be any final points as Karma will finally drop. But as we head into the half, let's just kind of remind people why we were talking about Splice in this particular matchup. When you look at Optic, Frost 13-1. Precinct 13-3, Throwback 7-6. There is a significant drop-off. They have never been dominant here at all throughout the year.
How do you fix this now going into side 2? For one, they've got to do a better job of getting kills in the middle map. They've got to slow down Vance. And how do you do that though? That's they've got to be the one to control the drone. You see the Scump is my daddy's sign now. Laying dormant on the ground, ready to grab the Sharpie and change that to Vance if he keeps this up.
Well, I think Scump or Krim, one of those aggressive guys with the sub has to be the guy to get in that position, to be a nuisance. It rarely happened. I mean, a couple of times. Yet again, Vance is just cruising. 22-9, 2 kills off the break, and once again, let's set up a tent in the Optic Gaming side of the map.
23-9. Still, there's been no answer. He's got double the amount of kills of anyone in the lobby.
Finally, something to clap about if you're an Optic fan. An interception there, but it has not been pretty from Optic.
Now this drone will move forward. Cat with both. Those are the kills that they just need to get. Zero finds another. Formal, again, setting up a bike path, but with no lead blockers. He should meet his demise here quite soon.
How many times have we seen 3 down for Optic?
Ooh, zero.
Every time Optic's trying to get back to mid-map, 3 are down almost instantly.
Also going on the Bravo stream right now, FaZe Clan versus Infused. FaZe just took map number 1. Again, another winner's bracket matchup. There goes the drone. That'll be dropped on down. Optic will pick that up and begin to move it up the map.
But look at this. I mean, Jerd, depending on the timing, you finally get another opportunity to get forward. Jerd's going to shoot you in the back. I mean, this takes me all the way back to stage 1. They were playing against Enigma 6, and time again, Optic Gaming shot in the back, never got control. They may still be able to turn this into a dunk, though. The flank doesn't mean much as you flush it on through. 7-4 now. Optic Gaming back into this. But I don't think you're gonna see a camo here out of Optic Gaming. There's pretty much a 0% chance of that.
And listen to this storyline developing. If Optic Gaming wind up coming back in this uplink, or taking games 4 and 5 and winning this series, they would go on to face the winner of FaZe and Infused. Potential Optic FaZe matchup in a winner's bracket semifinal. That sounds quite juicy to me.
Well, here's another chance for a score tag. Formal has the drone. Karma trying to clear the way, but can't connect. The 1 point, not going to get in. A whole line of defenders there for the pick. Mad Cat snags it out of the sky. And Bance still, just look at the separation. You just talk about the crossline he's done versus everybody else in the lobby.
Skunk gets it better over there. Bance about to earn that camo. 3 dead. Optic, again, this is what I talked about. The kills in the middle map, they've got to be the ones to set the pace and tone of this map. Which will be it goes in!
Up, my boss, Shadow Warrior.
From down by 5, make it
Shadow Warrior, dealing.
Remember, they had one of those famous comebacks on throwback all year, down 5 with 45 seconds to go. Bance dead again.
4 straight deaths for Bance. He does earn the camo, though.
And that camo could absolutely be the difference in this game.
2 dead again. Look, Formal, I'm telling you, if Optic can kill middle and he can get towards bike path, that will change the game. Oh my God, he ran out of ammo. Can Jerd find the kill? It doesn't appear so. The interception, though, for Splice. Oh, if Jerd did that, I don't even want to know what happened.
He did enough. That was still such a sick play at mid, and a big part of why you don't see a score going on through.
My goodness.
Holy hell, 90 seconds to go. Bance losing a 1-on-1.
3 dead again. Optic taking
Real match round up there. Go on stream the live championship,
Moving forward, the kill comes in. The pass still not there. They're trying to pick it up. It's frantic. It's a drone still there. The reset. No! A botched play from Optic Gaming right there.
Communication's off. Something went extremely wrong. Maybe I failed to actually pick it up. And Scum trying to make a play. Tries to snap outside a lemon, but can't win it.
You need that one if you're Optic Gaming.
Well, you need Formal in this too, and Mad Cat just deleted him. 60 seconds to go, 3 down for Optic Gaming, and that bit of control you had just disappears. Camo to go. Bance, can he make a play here? Is this the dagger that they need? He's still alive. A little bit of hot potato. Who's going to win it? Finally, Bance coming out on top. Got the drone. He got the camo. Here we go. Hitting the edge. 3 seconds on the clock. Trying to wrap around. The dunk is there. It's Splice up 4.
Yeah, man, my boss, my good man. I don't know we have life.
And that might be the dagger, unless Optic Gaming can make a miraculous play. Prim 6 with 1. They've got Bance still behind them. The pass goes forward. There goes Jerd. The drone still moving forward. They've got a player here. Scum can't get around the corner. Prim 6 now dead. That will do it. No camo even remotely near being earned for Optic Gaming, as Splice, as expected, take the 2-1 series lead.
Optic's woes on throwback uplink continue, and the European superstars have come to play. This one's going the distance, buddy.
Love to see it. GG's there. Give it up for Splice. They take map number 3. 9-5. Now 1 map away from sending Optic Gaming to the loser's bracket.
What a spectacular, just outright heroic performance from Bance. It's so great, you showed the video, you see a bit about his career over the past couple of years. and then he comes out and does that over the opening 5 minutes. I know maybe he's slowed down a little bit towards the latter half, but Madcap picked it up. Zero had a huge two-piece to kind of close out the game in the final stretch. I want to know what happened with that box play from OPTIC Gaming, because if you get a dump there and keep control, it's almost like I couldn't tell if that one player, just because of our angle, was trying to go back and forth and pick up the drone to pass it, just didn't grab it. I don't know.
It looked like OPTIC began to run a smoke, try to clear that lane and cut off the sight line, but that smoke actually hurt Crimsix because he was on the other side of it. The player that was pushing out of barn then had the cover of the smoke to not only get the kill, but then grab the drone, and as Crim peeked the other side of the smoke, it was already being reset. It was awkward overall, but Maven, what seemed like the impossible, because you mentioned the stat of OPTIC never losing to a European team in bracket play, right, since they formed?
Ever since this, well, for this team, ever.
And now, they're one map away from having that be reality.
Well, it's champs time. Sometimes stats go out the window. Even wild, crazy, historical stats like that, they go back 2.5 years.
Mr. X said it great on the desk earlier. He said, Jack, every champs, there's a series that happens, and you think, that might be the one that makes this possible for Splice to win this major title, or a team to win this major title. Here's your example with Splice right now, and how perfect is it that just below OPTIC Gaming on the main stage, they've got FAZE Clan up 1-0 over Fuse. The winners of these two matchups currently going on will face off in the winners bracket semifinal. One half of the potential all-Europe winners bracket semifinal. Splice is close, and Fuse need to win this S&D.
How ironic is it that, again, it's S&D that costed OPTIC last year. It's been hard point recently, and it's all going to come down to this hard point. Whether you can get to that search.
Look at that stage. The VIP section fully lit. The hashtag OG Hype Squad. Looks like, well, to me, it looks like OPTIC just got eliminated from what I'm seeing there. They're not loud enough, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I think the energy just zapped out.
Someone get OPTIC J out there. He'll get him loud.
He's somewhere out there.
Yeah, he's probably eating Chipotle.
I think that's what you need to do, when even if you're talking, NBA, NFL games, something like that.
Why is the match? You got yourself
you have a heavy favorite, especially with the fans, you have to take the energy out of the room, and I think Splice has done exactly that. They've never let OPTIC get a ton of momentum through games 2 and 3 to get the crowd alive, to get the energy into it. I think that's props to Splice.
Breakout hardpoint. OPTIC Gaming statistically weak hardpoint, but they've won 60% of them. Splice, oh my goodness, by far their weakest hardpoint at 31% win rate.
So you have the worst uplink possible for OPTIC Gaming. Now you go into, all year you're talking about the worst hardpoint for Splice. We have talked about it time and time again. Let's get it.
Splice went 0-5 in respawns at Stage 2 playoffs, and they exited early on. The Let's Go OPTIC chance have begun. The game has begun. Will we see ourselves a Game 5?
And as much as it's on OPTIC for a hot start to get the crowd into it, it's on Splice to make big plays to silence this crowd. So far, though, OPTIC 15 points on the board. And a must-win spot here in Game 4.
Vance's shot still looks crispy as ever now. OPTIC is playing the contest. Jerk weakened by this grenade. Alive with Karma with a quick challenge will cut him down. OPTIC continuing to build on this lead. The rotation towards cell block is key. We talk about the swingman. Anything can happen on breakout. The fight for spawns will be huge as OPTIC look to push forward.
Well, Zero's positioning throughout is the reason everybody's spawning kind of out back.
You can't lose that.
But that's one of the power positions here to control the rotation over. And as they lose that, the collapse can now coming from OPTIC. 2 hitting wall run, 2 hitting from the front. First Splice player eliminated. Jerd next one up. Some lasers there to take out Crimsix. It's going to be a 3-on-3 fight here inside.
Karma just fell off the backside of the map.
So 2-on-3.
1v3 now. It's Formal all by himself, and he's got everyone surging as Karma falls off the side, and that swings that push into Splice's favor.
Due to that, I think Jerd spawning out, you do get a pretty close spawn here for OPTIC Gaming, so you're going to be able to take a quick crack at this, but Jerd actually ends up getting in behind due to his spawn, so here we go, 2-on-2. Vance trying to go clutch, one more player at the front door. It's Scump, the slide, the spray, gets the better of him, and he's still there to contest.
Oh, Scump's still fighting for this. He winds up winning the engagement as well. And look at the rotation. Karma all by himself can play hero. Towards this new hill, out of the name, the trophy protects Madcap. Oh, Scump didn't see him. Scump didn't see the player close. He has no idea there's someone right next to him in mid-bay.
Now he does, and he's gone. Scump 4 streak, 200 now off the Trinity Rockets. You know, he's a guy you want to play aggressive, but do you play behind the streaks here, or do you need to be the first man in?
They've got to begin to make some sort of move, and it looks like that'll be the key to go. You can see Scum trying to get some sort of pitch developed from Formal. He's going to drag some attention away. Scum's got one player weak in the hard point, gets caught in the window, snaps to 0, gets the kill. No points, though. No points, doesn't fall to the hill in time.
That's all right. Optic gets the break, but you know, you see him pull up the end before. You know he's played from streaks, right? But Prim now trying to play this close spot outside cave. All 4 are going to hit from Splice. Here we go.
First blood now for Splice. The challenge comes in. Jerm with the slide and kill on the Crim. Formal with 2. Scump with 1. It's a challenge. He's only got 5 bullets. Scump should win this one. Unless 0 can do something miraculous, not going to happen. Scump now 11-3.
And that's a one-on-one gunfight that gives you 15 points. Those are the massive ones you see throughout the game. But even though Optic wins this hold, set up all the way back helipad, ready to set up for commissary is Splice. They are set and poised to make a big run here at this hard point.
This huge crowd behind Optic Gaming, Jordan crew looking to see what they can do to win this series before going to another series. Again, cannot stress it enough. Even if Optic win this map, they will have to beat Splice in a game mode S&D that they have yet to lose this weekend. Splice a perfect 6-0. They've got to get there first, though, man.
Yeah, they got to get there. Scum, nice kill, gets traded quickly. 2 to Optic Gaming. Now they have a 3-on-2. They got to go. They spawned them out. Look at that. All the way to spell and cell block. You see players popping on the map. Karma and crew collapsing. Formal going to drop, but Mad Cat finally gone. There's the break with just over 20 seconds remaining.
They spot the wall run as well. 0. Gonna have to fall on back. Formal watching middle map. Very close first rotation of hills. Don't think Splice will challenge anymore. Scump is snapping right now, man. 13-5.
Scump going big for the squad. And he's in a key position here to try and take control of loading. If he can win these fights and push out, you're able to hit mid-map so effectively. He's got a little bit of help here, too. It's going to be him and Karma. You see, this almost looks like an S&D route from them. As they're pushing in through shadows. Oh, the kills. A clean wipe of Splice.
And they know exactly where Splice will spawn. Scump will hold a close angle and keep this streak alive. He's on a 2 streak. Prim 6-3 streak of his own. The Scarab now out. Optic Gaming now beginning to lead in the slaying of this game. Scump's going to try to challenge a one-shot, but get cut down by Mad Cat.
All right, the big thing here if you're Optic, yes, trying to get time to make sure. See where the marina, that's Scump. See where he spawns. You have to keep control there. They keep on popping with 25 seconds remaining. I mean, yeah, maybe challenge for some kills here, get them out of the hard point, but you don't need to worry about time so much. Just making sure you don't push too far forward and allow any kind of fluky spawning up. They're good. They've got complete control going into the next hard point.
They know their threshold. They know how far they can push up the map. These guys have practiced this a ton, but I will say, this wave of kills now gives Splice an advantage towards this new hard point.
And that's almost the exact opposite of what happened the first time. Remember, Scump won that gunfight coming into window. This time he gets caught. And we talk about all this control and perfect play from Optic that gets erased in 3 seconds.
Absolutely. Formal 11-11 spots 2 players in that hard point. He's waiting for the help of his team. Here comes the big break opportunity. 4 players stacked for Splice in the hill. Advanced challenges the wall run. Some great shots from him. It's 3 down on OG. Prim last alive.
All 4 clean. Wow. Splice goes big to hold cell block. They're now trailing by 15 points. 30 seconds remaining. You spawn all the way out of commissary for Optic Gaming. It's a 4-man hit. They're going to hit the wall run now. Formal in the back looking over it, trying to protect his 2 players. Hitting it. But so far, the kills going the way of Optic. Do they get enough to get through? They do. Scump last man up. And again, it's a one-on-one for Scump for 15 seconds. That's 30 seconds. I know it's not a ton of points, but it's one-on-one fights. How crucial are those, man?
But I do want to point out, Splice spawned right next to the new hard point. So they're going to have numbers here. They're ready to go for this hard point. Great, take those 15 seconds is what Splice is saying. We'll play for the 60th graveyard.
But look at the pinch you now have developing for Optic. You're able to collapse from both sides. Some spawn out Snow Street, some rotating from the next hard point. Mad Cat though with 2 crispy kills. And the last one, inside challenges. He gets the assist on that as well and shuts down Optic Games.
Splice are typically abysmal at breakout, but they are playing close. This team is back in form, even with 0 having a rough map. You know, Karma's right there with him.
Well, I mean, it reminds you of the first game. Formal starts slow. Somehow Optic's still in this. Here is 0, 6-13 again, but Splice just take the lead now. Optic get it right back as they break and get control. But just like last time, you see the left side of the minimap, Splice set up nicely for the next hard point.
Slang dead even. It's straight up 0 kill difference between these 2 teams right now. And I think that reflects in the score. Payloads will be the difference maker in this game. There's no streaks. there's nobody even near earning a score streak. What a scrappy game this time, right? It's all going to come down to kills for spawns, like Formal just got back here, as well as, well, who can wind up getting those payloads first and use it to their advantage.
Karma takes out one. There's a second in front. Vance, though, able to answer. A couple kills go back and forth, but the final trade, once again, goes to Optic Gaming. And Formal trying to get position here. Some nice shots, but not able to finish it. As the pressure comes in, it's a two-pronged hit from Splice. They've almost won it. Last player there was Crim6. He's going to drop. Nice break from Splice.
Another example of the kills for the retake that go in Splice's favor. They overwhelm. They stop Formal on the streak. FTL, the only payload available for the side of Optic Gaming. They're going to go for one final pressure with only 20 seconds left. And, oh, God, those are some shaky shots of Formal as he can't snap on the second.
And he'll get eliminated. Jared up close there.
Splice will have the lead.
This is how many lead changes we had?
Oh.
I mean, just in the last, like, 90 seconds.
Yeah.
I think we had, what, 3 inside the graveyard.
Scump has now had 6 straight deaths. Scump was 17-9, he's now 17-15. And now the slang has started to leak in favor of Splice, and so has the lead.
Oh my God, I was just about to say, good positioning there from Crim6 to be ready for the flanker, but he gets absolutely gunned. Optic, though, in the hard point. Make sure to keep an eye on that minimap. The spawns for cell block, as that is going to be the game decider.
Okay, there we go. Optic now making small adaptations, making sure that pinch doesn't come in. Look at the one on your minimap, that's Vance. Trying to play spoiler. Will they spot him at mid-spiral? It doesn't appear so. Vance flanks for 2. Forget these 20 seconds on this hill. Have to play for the spawns and the kills towards the cell block hard point.
Formal takes off the back plate, but not able to finish the kill. Tries to take him out the hard point, he can't win it. Now, as they push, he's going to spawn out. This is perfect for Splice.
Oh,
and they will be into the next hard point first.
And because of how far back Formal and Crim6 still were on the minimap, they get the new spawns for Splice and spawn right at the new hill. Cheeky little spot for Vance. You have to win that. You have to win that gunfight. This is Optic Gaming's chance to break on through.
The key to victory in Game 1 was the great breaks from Optic Gaming. You need another great one here. As 2 drop, though, you only have 2 players hitting the back. Here they come. It's going to be Karma trying to make the first one. Karma gets both before being traded out, but it's a 2-piece from Vance. Yet again, Vance, the hero, to make the stop.
Who but Vance might be the new storyline we say. Scump now with reactive armor. He does not want to burn it on this hill, but he might just have to. Natcat gets gunned. They're still contesting. One of these teams just has to take control. Now it will be Optic Gaming. Scump turns and burns. There goes Jared. 15 seconds between these 2 teams.
But of course, it's Vance that's still remaining in the back with the key gunfights here.
Huge gunfight!
Crim has had so many big ones. 3 down now for Splice, last remaining player, right inside medical play. Crim just saw the spawn.
He saw everybody challenging Zero again. Some shaky shots. He's playing his life. He can't stay alive. Vance now dead. Formal's here as well. This might be the swing that Optic Gaming needed. All dead!
You've got Camo. You've got reactive for Optic Gaming. Splice getting wiped clean. Here we go, baby.
How does this happen? Such a close game. Karma, what you need, he's there. Splice will have a push opportunity. 3 payloads now for Optic Gaming. There's going to be no flank. It's going to be straight up gunfights. OG are ready. One final push for Splice. There goes Camo.
Charging replay club. Move one yes. Oh. Evan. Oh. Neon flame by charge station box. Oh. True. Yeah, Charging leader. We just need the outside. Hello. Forward. Nothing.
Spotting over the top sees a lot. They know they have a very free plan.
Outside.
And look at how long this is going to take OPTIC to get here. Already 5 seconds off the clock. About to be 10 seconds off the clock. And they are nowhere near engaging Splice. I'm going to call this round now.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to do. Formal's worried about the flank.
15 seconds go.
They gotta go. You just have to go. Give yourself a chance in this round. Skunk's doing just that.
They've got to go.
He gets right. He gets his right. Wins the first one. Sure, eliminated. They have to fly. Karma trying to make a play. He spotted one. That play doesn't get alive. 2 down. Third at back bumps. Can they finish it? 0 gone. Last one. 1-on-2. It's Mad Cat. 10 seconds on the clock. He has to make a play, but he's tagged up. Skunk's got him picked up. Skunk's got that kill. Formal on the bottom. Well, I guess I get that for doubting OPTIC Gaming. My Twitter mentions are about to be filled. I guess that's why I suck at S&D, because I can't do that. I'll tell you what, I think there's one team in the world that can make that play in that situation. If Skunk doesn't check that left corner, that's an entirely different round, right? He goes to the correct side. That's why I said it, if he guesses right, that round's over. Because Skunk kills Jerd, that round is possible. OG have shut me up, and they're about to shut up the haters as they might move on. A little bit of luck in the game. I mean, if you're Splice, you get kind of a lucky counter, and the two-man flank there, guessing right is Skunk. Splice on the verge of dropping their first S&D of the weekend, and now they're getting desperate. Jerd about to soar on through. Scarab now out for OPTIC Gaming. It's another 4v4 plan. They have the flank watch. No, I'm domestic too! Oh, how Karma gets that kill. Mad Cat's now gotten 2 versus 2. Mad Cat wins it 1-on-1. Now he drops it. There's a round for Splice. We're going the distance. Mad Cat saves it for his team. Bumps up to 10-6. And we're going to round 10. Oh my god, yes it was. The fact that honestly, Karma immediately snaps right there. If he doesn't get that kill, that round was lost way earlier. As soon as Jerd got to that position, you saw them pushing through. I thought Jerd was going to have 2 or 3 free kills. Yeah. Woo-wee. All right. Everyone can take a breather for a second, please. So moving around 10, Karma with camo. Will the clutch man be the one to make the difference? He's got 4 plants already this game. Splice again, looking to get a free plant on this site. How? For me, you get a good camo use, you win the game. There's the kill. And he gets away. And he'll have to play his life. They know Splice are stacked on this side of the map. OPTIC Gaming to move on to winners bracket semifinals. It's a challenge to formal.
Comfy! Bumbo! Pumping in the bumbo! OPTIC Gaming! Yo!
Versus Spain.
OPTIC!
Today.
Oh God! Yo, fuck with the truck. Optic name it for the money. 1.5 we are going for Optic. Bomba.
In S&D. That's probably the only team in the world, Optic Gaming, get the best of them there in Game 5.
I mean, it comes down to a few things. The textbook 2v2 plays, that's 4-on-4 retake.
Oh, fuck with the Optic truck.
Should have done that. Anyone should be able to do that. But Optic get it done. When it needed to be clutch in Stage 2 playoffs, they were every single time. Again, we see it here in Call of Duty Championship. What a masterful performance and what a big win for Optic Gaming.
Insane stuff right there for the green wall. They move on to the winner. And now I believe, I want to get confirmation.
We are kicking.
Without fault to the losers.
We are kicking phase 2, man. I'll phase I get kicking from the ball.
Yes, that right there is a whole story in itself.
The EU on EU, who's going to move on there? But yeah, Optic FAZE, can you be any more excited for what should be an absolute treat later this
Optic are kicking phase, you see, because we have phase that play.
So much history between those two organizations, dating back to what seems like if you're new to Call of Duty, you're checking out for the first time, welcome. That is going to be...
Have some tissue for you for wipe your eye water when you cry, eh?
Remember, we're at our final event of the Call of Duty World League season, and already things are beginning to build up. We still have the rest of Saturday on the horizon. We finished 2 matches of 7 on the main stage.
It's going to be a long day.
There's still a lot of Call of Duty to be played up here, and you got to think Championship Sunday is in the back of everyone's mind. You make it there, and you have a chance at the title.
People here with 2 Call of Duty Championship rings. 1, Damon Karma Barlow. We got him on stage.
You got Karma here on the main stage, fresh off of a victory in front of one of the biggest crowds we have seen this year. I have a few questions for you. Stage 1 champions up against the Stage 2 champions. How heavy was that pressure going into that matchup?
Well, obviously every other time we've played them, I think it's one of the last map, 3-2, and we've won every time, and that's kind of how this series went, you know. They won the retail against us again. I think we won Scorch this time though, right? Yeah, we won Scorch. So we didn't go down 0-2 this time, and I don't know, I feel like we kind of gave away some maps there, but we clutched up in the end, and that's all that matters. They're a great team.
Yeah, and one of the things now, when we actually look down the rest of the road, guys, you're starting to move.
Phase, we are kicking phase them phase 2, man.
You guys haven't been able to do it yet. You have not won champs yet. How heavy is that weighing on you guys? Is that pressure something that's going on when you're actually inside of these games on comms?
Honestly, it might have right there. I know I was getting pretty pissed that match. We all were kind of getting mad at each other a little bit, but it was kind of just, I don't know. We were kind of playing all over the place. We weren't playing to our potential, but it also could have been them playing really well. And we're just not thinking about the pressure at all. And this is the best we've looked at any champs yet, so you got to be confident, right?
Heard it from Karma, the best that they have been looking at any chance. Is this going to be the year for Optic? I'm going to throw it back to the casters, and we will find out soon.
Thank you very much, Rich. Great to hear, of course, from Karma. Looking to try in that, but Optic Gaming, man, that was catch my breath still. It's worth mentioning, of course, that
big up yourself in general, I pray.
You pointed out, that's finally broken. Optic Gaming now confirmed top 6 this year. There's so much to talk about in that series. It really was a phenomenal series, and it's 1 p.m. on a Saturday. We have some great games coming up, that is for sure, the 2017 CWL Championship. But as always, we will break down that series, starting with map number 1. And this entire series had moments where it kind of had you sitting saying that's very strange. Map number 1 was no exception to that. Splice rotated and out-rotated Optic on every single hard point. Yeah, Optic Gaming wins.
It's a point that I want to bring up for the rest of the tournament as well. Optic needs to be careful. Yeah. You have to be able to win rotation battles sometimes, and they would just let the other team rotate in Splice. They would get completely set up, and then Splice would over-challenge these gunfights in the initial time of the next hill and get completely wiped over and over again. And then, in the later seconds of hill, it seemed like Optic Gaming was consistently getting that last 20, 15 seconds of scrap over and over again just to solidify a pretty solid lead.
And one point that I pointed out to the green wall when I was sitting in the front row watching the first match, I said, notice who's having the slow start on OPTIC right now. It was formal. If there's anyone that's not going to continue that, it is Matt. He ended up stepping up, getting streaks, and just unleashing his havoc upon Splice at that point.
And to that point, I feel like if you're playing against OPTIC Gaming, Merc, and Formal does start slow, you've got to exploit it. You have to take full advantage of it. Absolutely. And that's what we talked about. Against
That nah go on, no boss. That nah go on. That nah go on. That nah go on.
It was very uncharacteristic. OPTIC, again, what Steve said, you have to be careful. Teams like United, teams like Envy, if they get set up, they're much tougher to break. So, OPTIC, you have to go back and watch that score. So if you play it again, you have to fix your mistakes, rotate a little bit earlier. Again, as you said, Splice, don't challenge those early gunfights. Man, that was a crazy number one.
Yeah, as you've seen, those same mistakes come out against other teams, and it's cost them.
Yeah.
Then of course we were able to search and destroy Splice, keep 100% win-loss ratio in that game type at this time at least. Vance has a crazy 1 versus 3. To that point, you can't be throwing away 1v3s.
Once I saw that OPTIC gave up a 1v3, I knew that they weren't playing search and destroy to the best of their abilities. Whenever you're just having mental left like that, not grouping in 2v1 situations, you see, he's all the way street side completely away from Karma. After that point, if you're Karma, you see him get the first kill, you want to get to your teammate. You want to get to your teammate immediately, play the 2v1. A little mental lapse. I don't see that continuing on through this tournament. I feel like they're going to correct that in the next series. Again, it's the first game on Saturday. It's always the slowest one.
And I think Splice's key to success, keep something you pointed out, was just the pacing. They always kept it just
It
really helps when you have Vance and Drew that are able to play at that extremely fast speed. Intro kills and both search and destroys, you can definitely say that they were definitely those guys that just slide in. They don't care who's they're up against in the gunfight. They're able to win it. Very, very impressive stuff overall. And the fact that they handled OPTIC is somewhat easy to destroy is impressive in itself.
And I think the big thing the media and both search and destroy is OPTIC's sort of offensive default strategy. You see a lot more sort of different strategies on both retaliation and throwback, and I think that's simply the difference maker on retail. I mean, I feel like OPTIC really didn't know what Splice was going to throw on them, and then of course you have guys like Vince clutching a 1v3. That's exactly what you want to see. A great showing from Splice in game number 2.
Now, I'm pretty sure I heard that Splice is undefeated in search this tournament.
At this point, yeah.
So what was OPTIC's S&D rate going into this?
75%. They lost that class.
Okay, so it makes sense that Splice comes out with that S&D. I was just curious. It's a little fun fact to show that both these teams' S&Ds are on point this week.
Definitely are indeed. Then of course moving into uplink. Before the map even started, you said if I was playing on that main stage, I would use every ounce of energy I possibly have to win this map. You knew it was a big one.
Well, 100%. And Splice needed any sort of momentum as possible. Well, obviously Vance had it. One of the best hacks of uplink you can talk about. Like, the fact that he's able to do it versus OPTIC Gaming was so darn good to watch. And there's so many plays to talk about in this uplink. We can talk about it all day. I mean, when it comes to the hot potato, camo back and forth with a drone, this is crazy stuff going on in this one.
The one thing that I noticed about Game 3 was Seth. You know, he had a very rare game. I'll never see Seth do that again. And you look at Game 4 right after that, you'll see it. He ended up tearing a new one.
That was exactly my point. And of course, this is what we talked about. Karma has a slow game. Nobody else really came. Drew right there was probably one of the best FTL plays of the year. That was a mistake right there. OPTIC, they weren't able to convert points off that. There was another situation they weren't able to. And then Vance. What a sick play that was. Him and Chris just throwing that drone back and forth. He wins that gunfight. Camos, that really seals the deal. But as we said, Scum, a .65. That's so uncharacteristic. Uncharacteristic.
It's scary though because Vance had that camo so early. Obviously, as Teep said, he had a fantastic first half. But then he just couldn't really get himself in a position to use it. He continuously kept dying for the first 3 minutes. It looked maybe as if OPTIC was going to come back from that one.
Yeah, I think Splice just needed to take a deep breath for a second, really slow down the pace, and just get the drone into their hands. Wrap it to that weak side of the net. OPTIC Gaming were able to convert on some of those attempts. It was just weird that they were trying to force that drone so quickly before focusing on the kills. Maybe instead of going for a double, if OPTIC just hits a 1 in those scenarios, they can just easily pick up the kills with guns up in those scenarios and make it a lot easier for yourself. But I'm not able to do that.
Splice 2-1 up in the series at that time. Then we go to the map number 4 hardpoint. I'm just going to say it. Splice choke. I really feel like this is where they should have closed it out. They had themselves in the perfect position. Again, the rotations were perfect for them. The closing cell block, I mean, I'm sure you guys are going to talk about it, but we'll kind of start with you. I don't understand how Splice didn't win this map.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things to talk about. I think Scum turning around from game 3 to game 4 is a huge talking point. This is one of those maps where we've seen him. He can struggle at times with an E-Rad. And on the other side, you have Manson Drew playing so well. But I feel like this is one of the best hardpoint maps of the year. I mean, these teams were so back and forth. And as you said, this was that cell block. Scum just staying alive for such a long time. Doesn't pop his reactive, saves it for that graveyard hill. And that's where you saw not only that Karma camo, that formal FTL play, it was sick all around.
It was battle of the rigs.
Yeah, it really was. Twice, of course, they lose map 4, 250 to 213, so we have our first game 5. You guys wanted to see it, and we got it. And this one was very, very strange, because you kind of mentioned, Merc, in the first Search and Destroy recap, Optic doesn't really change what they do too much. And for Splice, they were almost afraid. That's what it looked like when you watch that minimap the first couple of rounds. The first couple of rounds, I think it's fair to say, they kind of just gave
He was just showing respect to either side in the first couple of rounds, and I'm completely fine with that. But for the rest of the Search to Destroy, I think it was just poor strategy from both teams. The fact that Optic doesn't change up their strategy at all when they had lost 2 previous, when Jerk's hitting those flanks over and over again, and they're still not watching it appropriately, it's just kind of strange. Jerk picked up a lot of huge intro kills for them. Splice was taking, giving different looks on offense, which was good to watch, but Optic Gaming, the gun skill was just way too strong, especially flooding up that, bridge street. It's just too much for Splice to handle.
Yeah, and I just think overall what that really says is Optic, they want a 4v4, right? They want to fight you on. I like the strategies from Splice early on. They sort of go to that B-bomb site. I feel like they should have went back to it, or played it on the middle map. It seemed like on the back half, they went to that A default as well, and it just didn't always work. Splice was just so close, but guys like Karma and Crim, they really clutched up on that end. It was a crazy game number 5.
I just couldn't believe it, the 2 rounds that Optic were able to clutch up while Bomb was down with like 25 seconds tops to clutch up on Splice. If you win both of those rounds where you have Bomb down and just play your numbers, play the back of your base, and win those middle underpass gunfights, you clutch up and you win the Search and Destroy, in my opinion.
And the issue is Splice got scared. They backed up to their base, which I totally get. There's one guy at bus, one guy at that sidewalk, but I feel like someone needs to try and either hit a B flank sort of around and flank through the middle cut to try to catch somebody off Optic off guard. Optic wasn't flanking much. They were just going head on. Maybe just one little play difference in this game's different for Splice.
Especially when you have the numerical advantage. 4 versus 2, 26 seconds left on the bomb timer as well. And you can afford to send someone to go for a rapid and potential flank, but they didn't come through. And Optic Gaming secured top 6 for Splice. They now fall down into the losers bracket where, well, they know who they're playing. Of course, their big rival over in Europe, Epsilon. I believe the winner of that, if LG wins their game, would play LG for top 8.
Yeah, now, I'm going to tell you what though, if you're a Splice fan, you're happy with this showing. Stage 2, very unimpressed. Obviously, everything efficient finish, but this is really where you saw Splice at their best. I mean, this is one of the best
in for the money.
reason why they won Stage 1. Pants, Jared, they all played great.
I mean, their S&D is looking beyond compare right now, and like we said before this tournament, in my opinion, S&D wins championships. And if they continue to play their S&D like this, their respawn looks like it's on point right now. Just how they getting a few more kills winning the hard points,
I'll have to, of course, wait and see. Elsewhere in the tournament on the Bravo station, we had United taking on ALG. It was a 3-0 in favor of United, but let me tell you, those games were very, very close. Sorry, 3-1 in favor of United. But all of those games were very, very close. I mean, we went to live looking at the first one, and that one was unbelievable. United with 2 perfect rotations, 2 perfect breaks as well from Allegiance. But it says that United scored. Curious to get your thoughts now. How far do you see these guys going?
I think they can go all the way, to be honest. They look very, very good. Very consistent overall as well. And the biggest thing, we've mentioned it a couple times already throughout today and yesterday, is Silly. If Silly's going to be one of the best players on this team, it's only a matter of time before Pristine starts getting back to top form. He's had some up and down sort of roller coaster maps today, especially in that series that we just saw. So when Pristine's on all form, we see what happens. We saw it on the map number 4. That was basically a blowout.
I think the final score was 250 to 55, the one match which I ran played up wasn't very close.
I tell you what though, man, that's scary. If you're used to not, advancing. I mean, this was an Allegiance team who the first couple of maps they probably should have took, and they do take that uplink. I mean, this could have gone to a game 5 very easily. But United, they'll have their biggest challenge yet in Team MVS in that winner semifinal.
That's going to be a very, very tough matchup, of course. In terms of the other game that went on Bravo, it was, I believe, FAZE versus Infused, and that was going on at the exact same time as the OPTIC Gaming matchup. And And last time I saw, FaZe took map number 1. I believe they also took the entire series as well, 3-0. You were glancing at it. Was there anything that stood out to you?
Yeah, Infuse actually start up by 60 points in this hard point. And at that point, I'm thinking, all right, if they win this hard point and they go to the searches, I think Infuse beats FaZe Clan. But Attach says, no, not on my watch. It's fully streaked out, and pretty much they don't score another point when Attach goes on his streaks. It's over.
And that's a huge showing from Attach, because if a FaZe wants to beat OPTIC Gaming, as you saw in that video, did there were chance? He said, I was the reason we beat OPTIC. He has to be that reason again. You need him to step up. He's going to be that E-Rat, alongside Gunless. They have to put so much pressure on the map. We'll see if we can continue this later today.
To that point, of course, it's done it once. Can we do it again? We'll see that matchup later on in the evening. Still plenty of games still to come, though. Here, a quick glance at that search and destroy. Again, it goes in FaZe's favor, 6-4. Game number 3 was not that close. 13-0, the final score in the uplink. So FaZe looking good. And we'll now take a look at how these results affect our brackets. As we mentioned, OPTIC Gaming versus FaZe is going to be one of those matches that we'll see.
As will United versus
what's up?
Team Envious. I almost forgot. That's going to be on the bottom side of the bracket. And predictions for those games briefly.
OPTIC Gaming, OPTIC, Team OPTIC in the building. Team OPTIC.
FaZe has the talent.
Team OPTIC in the building.
Their first test. I feel like they're in the zone now.
Team OPTIC in the building.
I think they take that one pretty handily. Okay. On the bottom side, I'm not really too sure, because I feel like Envious, I'm not sure if they've been tested yet. United, they've obviously been getting better and better.
I don't know, man. I have a feeling we're going to have an OPTIC versus Envy winner final.
I have OPTIC Gaming as well, beating FaZe. And the only reason why I say that is I look at both matchups and how they play. OPTIC Gaming had the harder series and looked absolutely amazing, whereas FaZe struggled on 2 maps versus Infused and almost gave away maps against them. I think FaZe is going to have their work cut out for them against OPTIC. And for the United Team Envious,
tough one, man.
Oh man, I'm gonna go with James. I'm gonna go with my boy Clay on that one. I don't know what the map count's gonna be.
Kicking the boy FaZe at semi-final.
I want to take it to United. I think Rossini's gonna turn things around, and it's gonna be a little bit too much for Envious to handle overall. That top one, I don't think OPTIC Gaming can keep playing hardpoint like that. They are not rotating. They are just praying that they get those 2 and 3 pieces to intro into hills. And yes, they did it versus Splice, a very top contender here in this tournament. But how many times can they keep doing that? They got kind of lucky on that breakout versus Splice, in my opinion. But what if Splice picks up 1 more kill on that last hill block? That series is over 3-1, right? I don't know. OPTIC Gaming needs to, show a bit more respect on rotation sometimes.
What I'm hoping is because Splice was like that first actual test for them in this tournament.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing.
That was their first test to get them into that shape, in my opinion. So hopefully that's not the case where they're going to give up to FaZe.
But to that point, of course, all 3 of you compete on the biggest level. How quickly is it mid-tournament to be able to say, all right, we really messed up on this, this, and this. We have to fix it, because your games, they don't get easier. It's not like you have a warm-up team. I mean, is that something easy to do?
It depends on the team, to be honest. I think some teams are very good at adapting, especially when it comes to search and destroy or specific hardpoint situations. I feel like if OPTIC Gaming goes and watches a few of those rotations of hardpoint, they're going to realize what they're doing wrong. But it's a pretty short time frame. I don't know.
We know Crim and Karma. We know they're vocal. They don't care. They'll tell somebody if they did something wrong. They'll fix it very fast. FaZe, again, I feel like we haven't seen them to their top potential. This is where they'll have to show it. It's going to be a huge game.
And like Karma said after that game, they were arguing about the plays they were making mid-series. So that just goes to show they already know what they need to work on. However, arguing mid-series can sometimes be a burden. Make sure it's constructive criticism and not bashing someone's plays.
That was the interesting thing that kind of I called, was he said that. I kind of looked at the keeper. I was like, I'm not sure if that's like that good thing.
It's not surprising. I've seen with those guys. They're hotheads, to say the least.
Of course, you guys talked a little bit about our winners bracket. Let's take a look at now how our losers bracket is shaping up. We have Ghost Gaming versus the Enigma 6 on the top side, ALG versus Rise, Fuse versus Luminosity, and that Battle of Europe at the bottom side there. Splice versus Epsilon. I mean, Allegiance versus Rise, I think that's going to be maybe a little closer than many would think. Ghost Gaming versus E6 in the top as well, that's a good one. Yeah. I do expect LG to beat Fuse, but that bottom match, let's talk a little bit about that, which we did just see Splice play. Do you think Epsilon could maybe upset here, Mo?
We've seen them do it. They've seemed to have Splice's number at times. And it seems like Splice doesn't always respect them. They just know they're the better overall team. But Epsilon, they can take advantage of that. Like we've seen it happen. It happened twice at Sheffield. It happened at Anaheim. Of course, at Anaheim, Splice was able to come back to the losers bracket and beat them. So the mindset's going to be there for Splice, but that's a tough loss to recover from. If you're Epsilon, this is the Splice you want to jump on.
Of course, the next matchup that we'll have on our main stage for the Amway Center is going to be Ghost versus E6. Now, E6, I think they've been a little hit and miss this event, and I think it's fair to say for Ghost Gaming, I don't know what to expect when I look at that squad. And how have you seen the series go?
Ghost Gaming history. I know they haven't been teaming for too long, but as soon as they get that first loss, they just plummet. Way far down until they're out of it. So I think I'm going to give an edge here to E6. I think E6 has their heads on straight. They're coming off of a win, obviously, making it to losers round 2. It is quality momentum overall. And for me, on the side of Ghost Gaming, Lacefield kind of hasn't shown up today. I need to see more from him.
To that point, of course, Anaheim, you go back to the CWL Anaheim Open, they go pretty much beautifully flawless throughout full play. They finished 25th through 28th of that event and leave it in stage 2, final place with the 9th and 12th. So we've never really seen them excel too far, but in terms of E6, Merc, do they have what it takes here to comfortably take the series?
Absolutely. I think they have all the tools. If General can step up, if Proto can play the way he did in stage 1, you always talk about McCade, if he can be that consistent player, they have the right tools to make a run even further in this tournament. So we'll just see. We haven't seen much of Enigma 6 just yet. I feel like they'll get better and better as the day goes on, but really the guy to be, the guy who has to continue to play the way he has is Royalty. He's been an absolute beast. We always talk about his high sensitivity and what that can do to the sort of pressure on the map. I think Enigma 6 is going to take this one.
For me, it all depends on how they're able to start today. This is going to be their first series on Saturday. If they come out slow and Ghost Gaming correcting what they did in their first series, I could see it being a toss-up as to who's going to win it. If E6 comes out like they've been coming out this entire weekend, I have E6 winning it, no problem for you.
Fair enough. Well, still plenty of action still
we got a break here. We got one?
We did. We're going to take a nap. Some unbelievable games so far here at day 4 of the 2017 CW World Championship, and I expect those games to continue coming through. We had our first Game 5, and what a fantastic Game 5 it was. Congratulations, of course, to OPTIC Gaming. They break their recent curse. They now finish top 6, or, well, they still haven't finished just yet, of course, but they guaranteed themselves top 6. But still, some unbelievably good games to come later on in the day. But up next on main stage, it's an elimination matchup. It's Ghost versus E6.
OPTIC Live Grow Line do the same on Minecraft live stream with a lot. Thanks.
Okay, bro. I'm going to come over your channel and leave a like. Give me a minute. Give me a minute, bro.
Welcome back to the 2017 Call of Duty World League Championship. You had 20 minutes to gather your brains after that last series, which I think took a couple of years out of all of our lives, but now we have an elimination match, and this will be a dandy.
Yeah, it'll be Enigma 6 going up against Ghost Gaming. Cast of Ghost Gaming a little bit earlier in the day. They fall to Envy. Enigma 6, I know they've already played one loser bracket match. Now they find themselves here against Ghost Gaming. And you know, this map set actually, Clint, is pretty good for Ghost Gaming. Now, the first two maps are kind of rough. They're able to weather the storm, so pretty much their best across those game modes.
Talk to me a little bit about Ghost Series earlier in the day. I know you casted that with Chris. What stood out to you? Maybe things they need to improve on here going forward?
Yeah, I think I know Mox played quite well. I think you just need to get another guy going. You know, Lamagod, who's really good in throwback uplink in the game mode. We saw them go up against Envy. He was lackluster. You didn't get a great game from Late Field. You just need either Late Field or Lamagod to show up.
And what a cool story this is for Mox. You know, all those former teammates that goes through the team when they were coming up here. Loses first, I think EG. Royalty goes to Enigma 6. Who am I forgetting? Exotic goes to Cloud9. Who's left standing? Two players playing in this. For a second, I think it's cool. Like two of them in this series. The other two are gone. So whoever takes this, you're sort of the last man standing from that squad, right? But here we go. Game 1. Enigma 6. Ghost Gaming. It'll be throwback hard points.
I think a lot of us expected, I know, Enigma 6 to go far in this tournament. I think if there was one team outside of the consistent top 4 that was going to sneak in, I would have said it would have been E6. And to do that, they're going to have to make a loser bracket run.
Well, if you look at our top 4 right now, it's pretty much exactly what you'd expect outside of maybe LG. You could have swapped them in for, I think, any of the teams, but outside of that, 4 of your top 5, all the contenders we talked about, still sit in the winner's bracket.
They'll be General picking up some kills here at the beginning of the game, and it's a good sign if you're an E6 fan, as you get General going. You know, Royalty has been fantastic in hardpoint throughout the weekend. You're in a good spot to get a win. And we saw Ghost do this a lot in their earlier match against Envy. They're one of the teams that'll use smokes across all the game modes. Just trying to give themselves a little bit of an advantage, be able to push some lanes you normally can't.
Well, it's interesting, because in the past, you know, whether you talk about game modes like CTF, Hardpoint, Domination, depending on what game mode, you saw smokes a lot. Pretty much, it's Search and Destroy all over the place, but since we've gone to Jetpack Call of Duty, since you kind of go vertical over them, they haven't been used that much by most teams. I think it's pretty interesting to see Ghost Gaming putting them to effect.
Yeah, I mean, in the last few years, they've kind of gone away for that exact reason. You know, you throw smoke on the ground, you run through it, the other team just jumps up in the sky, and they look straight down kind of into the smoke. They see where you're at. And, it's kind of odd to see them bring out smokes, but, you know, it works to their advantage. They're getting a little bit closer to these hard points, make some plays.
Well, right now, Enigma 6 just about doubling up their opponents. 2 kills, though, go to Ghost Gaming, and with those 2 kills, that will be control of Barn. It's Mox wrapping out to watch it. He kind of pushed through back Grandma and Lemon. Some of his teammates trying to hold inside. It's Spacely with a nice 2-piece. He's on the assist. The last one in the back is General, but General, can he do enough? 2 kills are huge. 3 even bigger. A 3-piece there for General. 4 kills in a row. And now they've got control, but unfortunately the back spawn still handled for Ghost Gaming.
Yeah, but he's working on score streaks here, Clint. The General on a 5 streak, 10-2 right now. The game is so young, it's so early in it that there's really no reason to kind of not play for those streaks, and he ends up falling there.
It's a big play by Lacefield. He knows that General's still lurking, right? He tucks away in that corner outside Barnes, knows General's working on some streaks, gets that kill, makes sure to shut him down, but now we are at bike path, watching Royalty as he's going to peek out, snaps immediately onto 1, but he'll get pinched in from behind. Now the spawn's starting to settle out a little bit. On the left side of the map, you'll see Enigma 6, your blue arrows coming in. On the right side, it'll beat Ghost Gaming. Is everybody vying for control?
Yeah, Ghost, they throw down these smokes that allows General, you know, he's not allowed to get kind of that space. The smokes go down, you have to back up. You can't be that ND4 player close.
That ends up being perfect for Enigma 6. You know, they get 3 kills, they push through, they flip the spawns with about 15 seconds left. But unfortunately, now everybody drops. So Kane's got to get back, make sure he pops everybody. There you go. Everyone now spawning with him at baseball field, as they're going to be looking to make a play in all but a tie game right now.
But it will be Enigma 6 in control of baseball.
In the end, it's a nice break. The question is, can they now turn it into points?
Llama God grabs 2. Ghost Gaming still in control of this hill. 18 seconds to go on it. This will be a huge turn in the game. It was Ghost Gaming who did not have control of the hill. Early, Enigma 6 was completely set up, looking like they were going to take control. The first opportunity, Ghost Gaming breaks it, and they take pretty much all of baseball field, Clint.
Mox gets a 3-piece to end things there. Final couple of takes.
Even know what the next name be. But OPTIC Gaming, my side just win them match. OPTIC Gaming, them a go.
Would you
we are go up against FAZE later 5:30.
Goes for a take this, or is this kind of 50-50 for you right now? With
keep me a kick in FAZE, man. Make sure you watch the match live on the live stream.
Read on Ghost Gaming. Like you look at the roster, and a very talented AR player. You got Lacefield. No, and all the other guys, I mean, you've seen them do things at times throughout the year, but they're just so inconsistent from game to game. So it's really kind of hard to get like a good read on them. Then you go to the other side. I mean, Enigma 6, General at times has been fantastic. Same with Royalty. Proto was great. Then he drops down. Cade then steps up. You can't really get a really good gauge on them either. It's just a very odd matchup. It's one where, you know, whoever comes in, shoots well, plays to perfection will win the game.
It'll be interesting, but I do want to mention, you know, we saw Lacefield get a big kill earlier to stop a player from getting streaks, right? You just saw Llama God. He was able to take out Royalty, as I think he was 1, maybe 2 kills off the Trinity Rocket. Those are crucial kills that can certainly have an impact down the stretch where streaks will be most prominent. Llama God trying to chase down the kill, loses him for a second, and Cade able to help out and get the better of him. Mox inside, not up to the pressure. 3 kills in a row for Enigma 6. Basically, last man here, nothing he can do. He's hunted down. General will take him out.
Now General's just going to watch this top lane, see if the players push through for Ghost Gaming, and he's actually going to push this out, wrap towards mid-map. Spots 1, get tagged up from behind, but 25 seconds left here. It's really going to be at that baseball field next, as that's where Enigma 6 let Ghost Gaming back into the game. That's really all this lead that Ghost Gaming had has come from, is that baseball field hardpoint.
We'll see how it goes the second time around, but first we have to head over to the bike path. Lacefield, though, sitting in top window, senses some pressure coming towards him. Now, time to rotate across. You see those blue arrows on the minimap set up for our next hard point. It's going to be on Ghost Gaming here to break now.
And with General, how close he plays to the hard point with the NV4, those smoke grenades give him a lot of issues. Because you can't just slide on through because you have like a Lacefield or a Spacely on the other side with either a K-bar or an E-Rad. And it's hard as it is, even if you know where the guy is when you're going with the NV4, but the smokes just blocks off his entire vision. Just not able to win those close quarter engagements. But right now, it's Enigma 6 scoring some points here, Royalty, inside of the hill. 2 players, or Ghost Gaming around him. He's just going to jump back right down and get the points again.
See if he can pick up yet another Scarab to use that scouting tool when the first push was going to come in, as he was checking to see where the spawn was coming from, Ghost Gaming. And he kept talking about baseball. In 10 seconds, we're going to head that way. Rotations begin to come in. We hop over to General. I want to see, well, as Lacefield's the opposite side of that, this is going to be the one-on-one I wanted to see. There is a second player here that's going to split. Does he check behind him? Is the question, or will he be traded out? The answer is yes. You have 2 members there from Ghost Gaming, only 1 rotating early from Enigma 6, favor of Ghost Gaming.
It's a little bit of what I talked about earlier. You know, Moss showed up in that series against NV. You needed that other player. Llama got playing quite well. Spacely, you know, they're on the rotation, picks up 1 big kill. That's all you need out of those guys. You know, Llama got plays well, Moss does as well. Then you just need to know another guy to start filling in these gaps, and that's going to be Spacely.
It's like these smokes are more just to create confusion than anything. They're throwing them now directly on the hard point, turning it into like this sliding hip-fire affair as everyone's just trying to get vision. It's interesting to see. I mean, it certainly has a little bit of chaos. It's got to be frustrating for Enigma 6.
without a doubt. The Smokes, when Envy actually played against them, so they had a JCap, he was running an ERAD towards the end of the game. So they ran like 3 ERADs, just because the Smokes would come in and they would just pressure right on through them, not let them get the advantage. So now is still Ghost Gaming in control of the hill. See Mox pre-fire in the back here, knows one player is coming towards him. Be Proto grabbing a 2-piece, but he's quickly traded out there by Llama. So we go to that center hard point with Ghost Gaming in control of this game.
Yeah, some strong SMG players on this Ghost Gaming team. We've talked about the dominance of the MV4 on the other side of the conversation. At long range, that rifle, how key that player is to success. Maybe if it's a big part of these Smokes, trying to, like you said, kind of close these engagements, make them a little bit closer, turn these into more close range battles. Is I don't think we've really, Mox, I believe, the only MV4, and should be all you're going to see through this, but I just want to keep an eye on the Smokes throughout this, just see what kind of advantage they give. But as it stands, you're up 60 points. Ghost Gaming in complete control. Llama God with a solid performance at 25 and 19. Mox, almost identical now, as he is 27 and 20. Great performances from both.
Well, look, you have a team in Ghost Gaming that excels in close-range gunfights. What's the easiest way to kind of close the gap? Instead of forcing, a Spacely or Lacefield to win a long-range fight, ERAD versus NV4 or K-Bar. Throw some smokes, instantly closes the gap. Here comes the camo in from Proto. It's a little bit of an act of desperation here as he gets inside a barn. He's quickly dealt with. His teammates nowhere close, and E6 it seemed like they've fallen apart here in this first
I think you called that perfectly. We've seen some questionable camo uses from Proto, but there it's just desperation. If you look at the time of the clock and how close you are to victory from Ghost, I don't know that he has much of a choice. The 2-piece there coming in from Llama God, not enough to hold off the push from Enigma 6. And now we'll see if they can mount one of the more impressive comebacks we've ever seen on Throwback. Smokes out though. And I don't know if it led to it, but a team kill follows it immediately. Now the camo in from Mox on the other side finds the first kill, 2 more in front. Doesn't get the better of him, but Llama God involved in the action as well.
Those smokes just caused so much confusion though, because the smoke comes in, then if you're the player inside of it, you see the hills contested. You don't know if the guy is pushed all the way through the smoke, you don't know if he's just sitting in the smoke, and then what happens is another player just slides right in, and then just takes you out. It's a very nice strat.
Well, it's like usually you see Smokes, you talk about it as being like cut off a sight line. Right now, yes, this seems to be to create chaos and confusion for Enigma 6, and whatever it is, it seems to be working. 248 to 159. Ghost 2 points away from taking this game 1. Let's see if they can finish it here at Mike Path on Lacefield's POV. Pushes them out. There are the final 2 ticks. Ghost. A solid victory there in game 1.
And the smokes also force the opponents to really keep their communication up. The player inside the hill sees the smoke, has to pull it out. Then he's trying to locate where the players are. If he's not accurate, then the next teammate comes in looking the wrong way. He gets killed as well. The smoke's a big factor for Ghost Gaming there in map number 1. You can actually see the royalty space there looks extremely frustrated after that first map.
Yeah, it could be partially the smokes, also the fact that they were getting smoked, right? I mean, it wasn't all that close throughout. I know it wasn't a blowout per se, but 50-plus point lead throughout Throwback is comparable to like 100-point lead in some other maps, right? Yeah, so they control that one throughout, get a nice victory. Next up, it's going to be Search and Destroy. Who do you feel has the edge in this?
This is Ghost Gaming. I think it's their best game mode. I would say Ghost Gaming comes into this one. I would have favored E6 and a lot of the respawns, and I think you see Royalty a little bit frustrated because him in general has been so good, right? They just needed that third guy. Cade was it. Steps up for Proto. Now you're starting to get good games from Proto. Where was Cade there in that first map? Just seems like they can't get both of those guys. Even you would just take those guys playing about even and let General and Royalty handle a lot of the slaying. But one guy just kind of drops the ball like that really hurts the rest of the squad.
Yeah, I just wonder maybe if... But maybe we had like another month of practice, maybe to figure it out. Because it just seems like you cannot argue to me that Royalty was not a massive upgrade on this team.
Without doubt, no.
Why does it not seem like there was like a drastic improvement? Because I feel like when you take a player like Louise that wasn't an all-star by any stretch, and you put in someone like Royalty, yes, he's flashy, has the high KD, looks like he's from a boy band. You expect the team to improve. I mean, we know it's not all about slang, but they needed some, right? You feel like you filled a need that Enigma 6 had, and yet they don't seem to be that much better.
So they did improve with Royalty on the roster now. But I think also the expectations are higher, right? We expect them to go further in the tournament. they had a lot of potential, but it's like they're out like 7th, 8th. They don't really have to play against like those top teams. You never really got to see that. So now you're seeing, you go up against a team like Ghost Gaming, go up against some other top rosters, where the true weaknesses are with this team. I think that's what you're seeing from Enigma 6.
Seems like every year there's a team that makes a run that you don't expect, whether it's TR back to Advanced Warfare. I guess last year you would have to say the Bobby team, now mostly Epsilon. If you had to pick someone right now, I mean, is that Ghost Gaming? Is that the team that maybe no one expected to make a deep run, all of a sudden they're looking at top 3 finish?
I don't know if we see top 3. The top 3 may be pushing it. I think Ghost Gaming, they have a chance. Been very impressed with what we've seen from Allegiance. They lose the FAZE plan in a big way, but there's a lot of teams that are in this loser bracket that I feel like any of these matches could go either way. Like if you told me at the beginning of this one that we'd be sitting here and Enigma 6 comes in 3-0, wouldn't be shocked. If you told me Ghost Gaming were able to pull out 3 close games or game 5, wouldn't be shocked either. I think it's just the competition so close this year between these teams.
It really is, and it's wild to think how much we have left today. Typically 6 matches per day. We've got 7 today. After that, I'll be honest, after that series previously, I felt like we were halfway through the day. I think I took something out of everybody in the venue. What a crazy 5-game series that was. But still, 5 matches to go, this being one of them. Is this a must-win game 2 for Enigma 6?
I would say so. I mean, talking about breakout Search and Destroy, a very strong game mode for Ghost Gaming. A 61 win rate overall. They have not won this map since Anaheim.
Step 1. just make these quick points.
Some guys now will finish up the heist.
Up. I pray.
To finish the heist.
I soon come help him, boss. No, them not play it soon. Them not play it. Yeah, man, my boss.
Some guys are bad.
Join up for this. Get your shit together.
Yao.
Up, up, Hakeem. Up, 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 up.
Soon come back.
Oh, Zachariah.
FAZE for the win.
Optic for the win. Optic for the win. Optic for the win. 5 o'clock on the match.
FAZE.
Optic.
Yo, you play Clash of Clans?
Yes, I do.
empty.
Yo, gamer boy, what's up? Shout out, bro. Done.
Yo.
Up, up.
failed in our objective. Stand by for reassignment.
Utter cluster.
FAZE up.